Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're looking at a truly transformative system designed to help you reclaim your time, your energy, and your focus in our incredibly noisy digital age. We're going to explore the core concepts of the bullet journal method by Ryder Carroll. If you've ever felt like your entire existence has just become one long, never-ending to-do list, well, this is exactly where you need to be. Okay, let's dive into this. Are you feeling busy but not productive? Do you feel like you're functionally overwhelmed by endless tasks? You know the exact feeling. You're working on a million things, yet somehow things just aren't working out a lot of the time. You're constantly answering emails, putting out fires, pacing around multitasking, but at the end of the day, you feel like you haven't actually accomplished anything meaningful. To understand why this happens, we really have to look at our own minds. Studies suggest that we have between 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. I mean, if each thought were a word, your mind is generating enough content to produce a full book every day. But unlike a book, our thoughts are not neatly composed. As the source material perfectly describes it, holding on to these thoughts is a lot like trying to catch fish with your bare hands. They just easily slip from your grasp and disappear right back into the muddy depths of your mind. And let's be honest, the environment we live in is not helping us catch those fish. Consider this number, 11. In 2016, the average American spent nearly 11 hours in front of digital screens each day. If you factor in 6 to 8 hours of sleep, which, let's face it, is often compromised by our phones anyway, we're left with only about 6 hours of non-screen time. When you subtract commuting, cooking, and errands from that, we are drastically reducing the amount of time we actually have to stop and simply think. So this brings us to a really crucial distinction: being busy versus being productive. Being busy is often just a symptom of what psychologists call decision fatigue. When we have to constantly choose whether to type, text, call, swipe, or tweet, we pay a biological price for that. We completely drain our mental energy. Being productive, on the other hand, isn't about spinning faster on the hamster wheel. It's about reducing those decisions and focusing your limited time and energy on what truly matters.
Section 1. The Bullet Journal Promise.
That is exactly where the bullet journal comes in. Now, you might think of it as just a simple planner, but it's actually a comprehensive methodology. It's a personal operating system designed to help you track the past, order the present, and design your future. The promise of the bullet journal is simple but profound. It will help you accomplish more by working on less. It achieves this by weaving together 3 distinct pillars: productivity, mindfulness, and intentionality. Productivity is about decluttering your packed mind and working on less. Mindfulness is the process of waking up to see what's right in front of us, drawing our minds into the present moment. And that intersection right in the middle, that golden circle, is intentionality, which aligns your actions with actual meaning. Let's actually define intentionality, because it's the engine of this whole system. It's the power of the mind to direct itself toward that which it finds meaningful, and then actually take action toward that end. The opposite of intentional living is operating on autopilot. The bullet journal methodology urges you to stop mindlessly clocking in. You have to ask yourself why you are doing what you are doing. Are you climbing the right mountain, or just reacting to the demands of everyone else? Section 2. Decluttering your mind. So, how do we start living intentionally? Well, we begin by decluttering our minds. Just like organizing a physical closet, you really can't decide what stays and what goes until you take absolutely everything out and throw it on the floor. We need to clean out our messy mental closet so we can finally see what's consuming our attention. We do this through an exercise called the mental inventory. All you need is a blank sheet of paper divided into 3 clear columns. In the first column, you list all the things you are presently working on. In the second, you list all the things you should be working on, your responsibilities. And in the third, you list the things you want to be working on, your goals. You just dump all of your mental baggage right here onto the page. Now, what's really interesting is seeing what a real unfiltered mental inventory actually looks like in practice. It's essentially a map of your choices. Everything from taxes and cleaning up photo library, all the way to learn another language and set 5-year goal. Getting it out of your head and laying it out on the page instantly gives you the perspective you need. You're no longer holding those 70,000 thoughts in your bare hands.
Section 3. The Meaning Test.
Okay, so making the inventory is literally only the first step. Once it's done, we have to ruthlessly filter it. Why? Because if we don't, life just becomes that hellish game of whack-a-mole we talked about earlier. We have to figure out which of these choices are actually worth making. To filter the list, every single item must fight for its life by passing two vital questions. First, does this matter? Meaning, does it matter to you or to someone you love? And second, is this vital? Think rent, taxes, student loans, or keeping your job. If you struggle to answer these questions, ask yourself what would happen if the item just never got done. Would there be any real repercussions? The filtering logic here is incredibly straightforward. You take a task. Is it vital? If yes, keep it. If no, ask. Does it matter? If yes, keep it. But if it is neither vital nor matters to you or your loved ones, it goes straight into the trash. Anything failing this test is a distraction that adds little to no value to your life. You really have to be absolutely ruthless here. This actually brings to mind a fantastic anecdote from the source material about the legendary investor Warren Buffett. So Buffett once asked his pilot to list his top 25 career goals and then circle his top 5. The pilot said he'd focus on the top 5 and work on the other 20 intermittently. Buffett immediately corrected him, saying, "Everything you didn't circle just became your avoid-at-all-cost list. Those unselected goals aren't secondary priorities. They are dangerous distractions that will totally drain your focus from what actually matters." Section 4. The analog advantage. Now, you might be thinking, this is great, but why can't I just do all this in a shiny new productivity app? It's a fair question, right? Especially for digital natives. But this powerful methodology absolutely relies on physical paper. The gear required for this transformative practice is remarkably simple: a notebook, a pen, and paper. That's it. Software often forces you to operate within its rigid framework, or it just buries you in complex features. But a physical notebook? It's incredibly flexible, it's limited only by your imagination, and it actually evolves as your needs evolve. But more importantly, the physical notebook provides an offline sanctuary. In a world where Wi-Fi boosters are literally attached to church steeples, technology has flooded our lives with endless notifications. Opening your physical notebook automatically forces you to unplug. It hits the pause button on the influx of information and gives you a completely distraction-free mental sanctuary where you are free to process, reflect, and just focus. And guys, there are actual scientific cognitive benefits to this. A University of Washington study demonstrated that handwriting accelerates and deepens our ability to form and recognize characters. Putting pen to paper draws our mind into the present moment on a neurological level unlike any other capturing mechanism out there. It turns up the heat on your thoughts, fostering much deeper cognitive processing than just tapping away on a glass screen. I want to leave you with this lingering thought, beautifully captured by an ancient Chinese proverb: "The palest ink is better than the best memory." By externalizing your thoughts into a physical notebook, you are starting a voyage to your own interior. I challenge you to grab a pen and a blank notebook today, run your own mental inventory, and ruthlessly declutter your mind. What will you discover when you finally unplug and start writing your own intentional story?